What's up, dudes, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are theorizing a country called Liberia. You already know the drill. Let's dissect the flag. The Liberian flag makes a lot of symbols. The red line blue represents that it used to be colonized by America, or it looks like the American flag, but has one star in it. Yeah, just one star. And the coat of arms says, "The love of the liberty brought us here. Republic of Liberia," with a palm tree and a bird, with a paper, a ship, and with a canyon, wheel, and shovel, and all this stuff in here, including grass, the sea, and the sun right there. And it makes a lot of things in America. However, the country is located in Africa, bordering Sierra Leone and Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah, Cote d'Ivoire is the actual name. That's kind of strange. We'll theorize that country next week. But let's theorize the country, shall we? So, the capital and largest city is Monrovia, and their ethnic groups are mostly Kabari, but others are Basrati, Gablo, Gio, Mano, Kru, Losra, Yisi, Gona, Kodwa, Val, Amrik, Managrani, Trandanandi, Mandre, Sapo, Bel, De, another Liberian, another African, non-African. Whew, that is a lot. And their religion is mostly Christian, but others are Islam and no religion and others. And their government is a uniform presidential constitutional republic. And their president, George Welsh, since January 22nd of 2018. And their vice president, Joe Taylor, since January 22nd, 2018. Man, that's the same day. And the Chief Justice, Franz Kopler, since 2013. And the foundation of independence from the American Colonization Society in 1822, and independence declared in 1847. Republic of Maryland was annexed in 1857. Recognized by the United States in 1862, United States membership in 1945, current constitution on January 6, 1986. And their area is in total is 111,369 kilometers, or 43,000 square miles, making it 102nd. And their water is 13.514. And their population is 5,214,030, making it 123rd. And their population density is 40.43 kilometers, or 104.7 square miles, making it 180th. And their GDP on top is $6.469 billion, or 1,413. And their GDP nominal is, in 2019, estimates of $3.221 billion, and their per capita is 704. And their GNI is 35.3, which is medium, and their HDI quality of life is low, which is 0.480, which is 175th. And their currency is the Liberian dollar, and their time zone is just as the same as most of West Africa, and their driving zone is right. Speaking of right or wrong, let's read the presidential election of 1976. This was the most messed up election because the president resigned and the vice president lost, making it had no vice president. So, wish me luck for this election, because I don't know what went on in 1973 to 1975, probably something that happened. By the way, we're on a page. So let's start. The 48th presidential election in American history took place on November 2nd, 1976. The country was now over 200 years old, but during this time, an increasing number of Americans didn't seem to trust their government. Richard Nixon might be the reason guy. Richard Nixon might be the reason why. Remember how he won big in the 1972 election? Well, as it turns out, his campaign that year was up to shady stuff. Some of his supporters broke into the Democrat National Committee headquarters in the Watergate office complex in Washington, D.C. in order to spy on them. They were busted and eventually known as the Watergate scandal. As it turns out, Nixon's administration was involved and later tried to cover it up. Nixon forced to give audio recordings that basically proved it, facing impeachment by the House of Representatives and likely getting fired by the Senate. Nixon resigned on August 9, 1974. Just like that, he's gone. Gerald Ford, the vice president who was sworn in as the 38th president in American history. Hold up! What happened to Spiro Agnew? Spiro Agnew has actually resigned a year before. He had his own scandal involving him receiving illegal bribes back when he was the governor of Maryland. And he got in trouble for tax evasion. So Nixon nominated Ford, a dude from Michigan who at the time was the House Majority Leader. Congress overwhelmingly approved the nominee. Good thing that the fairly recent passed 25th Amendment Constitution they now can do this. Also, the 25th Amendment, Nelson Rockefeller became the 41st Vice President in American history. So those the first things Gerald Ford has done was brother to Richard Nixon. Well, what did Gerald Ford do while he was president? He pardoned Richard Nixon. Oh, that's so sweet of him. Ford was also president during a tricky time. The Vietnam War was ending as the Americans left South Vietnam and let South Vietnam fall, which was a humbling defeat, and the economy wasn't doing so well back at home. The U.S. dealt with stagflation. This is where basically costs a lot of while unemployment goes up and companies produce less. In 1976, Ford tried to get the Republican nomination for president in his own sitting president who had never been elected in national office. He had been an impressive challenger. Ronald Reagan, the now former governor of California, nearly took the nomination. Going into the Republican convention, they were two dead even. However, Ford won the nomination narrowly, but in the first ballot. The Republicans nominated Bob Dole, the U.S. Senator from Kansas, as his running mate. Just like in 1972, the Democratic Party nominations weren't on a full thing, but the main source was Jimmy Carter, the governor of Georgia from 1971 to 1975, who was the former governor of Georgia, and with Walter Mondale, U.S. Senator from Minnesota, as his running mate. And also and Jimmy Carter is kind of going somewhere, I don't know, about the election. Just, let's see results then. And here are results. Jimmy Carter won. Jimmy Carter wins the election, becoming the 39th president in American history. He received 297 electoral votes and 50.1% of the popular vote. Gerald Ford received 240 and 48% of the popular vote. Then that was a solid election that Jimmy Carter had dominance over West Coast, while Jimmy Carter had dominance in the East Coast, while Gerald Ford dominated in the West. Oh, and strange thing, one elector voted for Ronald Reagan. Yeah, in Washington State. Yeah, and that was it for the election. So, thank you for watching this video. Hope you have an amazing day, a great day, and I'll see you on Thursday.